I think the foremost, most important place to start is to first understand the concept that you are not just this persona, this human form that you have been given to navigate this life with. You are much, much more than just the flesh and bones, thoughts, feelings and emotions that make up your self. We say, I am Martin, I am, insert your name. And this is true. In this incarnation, I am Martin. I am the son of my ancestral lines of the mother and the father, and all those that came before. I am the sum of every thought, feeling, and emotion that I have had since I was very first conceived in the womb of my mother. I am a complex collection of assumptions, thoughts, feelings and emotions that are simply my own personal viewpoint of how I have interpreted the world. My truth. I am who I am. But this is not all of me. This is simply the form that I have adopted in this lifetime. I am soul. S-O-U-L. But soul, this soul that I am, is only one instance of the many incarnations that I have had in spirit. Past lives, we call them. We all know intuitively that there is more to us than just what we see in this world. We are largely all drawn towards stories of the supernatural, the occult, stories of astral traveling and other worlds, star nations, always seeking a truth that we know to be there, that is beyond the obvious manifestation of this third dimensional world, this place we call Earth. Some of us have wished, or still do wish, that a bunch of aliens would turn up and rescue us. And some of us wish we weren't here at all. Some of us wake up every morning with the weight of anxiety or depression or dread or fear of another day navigating this reality. Some of us wake up excited for the challenges of the day ahead. What new things will happen today? What new things can I find? What excitement will there be in the new day? And these two almost diametrically opposed opinions are no more than opinions. The Buddhists would say, a day is a day. Nothing to get excited about. The weather is the weather. Oh, it's raining. Oh, it's sunny. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's cold. I would wish for you more than a bland vanilla experience of the world. I would wish for you more than a feeling of squirminess in your tummy as the worm turns and you wake up thinking, oh no, another day. I would wish for you more than the simple Labrador feeling of, oh my God, what's today going to bring? What exciting things will there be? Because what I truly wish for you is for you to know your destiny, know your life mission and purpose. And of course, I wish for you to be happy. I wish for you to be fulfilled, excited. The journey began when you, as a star, as spirit, pure light, started on a journey towards Earth, streaming with intent, with a plan, towards this time-space dimension that we call Earth. And at the moment of conception, the joining of the sacred masculine and the divine feminine, boom, spirit, the real you, entered this life form called human. At that point in time, the veil dropped upon your consciousness and you forgot who you truly were. It is necessary to forget who you are. Otherwise, how could you possibly have the deepest and most genuine experience of this lifetime if you remembered that you are eternal, immortal, infinite, connected to all things through all time and space, connected not just to your ancestral line, but to all of your past and future lives, and to all of the lives within other cycles of time, that you are that infinite. How could you truly experience the third dimensional bumping into things that we have on this planet? You couldn't. You wouldn't. But you are here for a purpose, to learn, to experience. And so you forget who you truly are and become a player in this game called life. One of, 6 billion people on the planet now? One of 6 billion players, all bumping up against each other in small family groups, in associated groups of friends and comrades and workplace relationships, being attracted to other people, becoming partners, then not becoming partners. What a turmoil of experiences we experience within this lifetime. You may be asking, ooh, why? And tell you the truth, I can't give you an answer to why we are here in this existence, why there are 6 billion other people having a similar existence, and there's been billions of souls having this experience throughout the time of this cycle called the human cycle. I can't tell you why. And why doesn't really matter. You are here. And you don't know who you are. Maybe you have a glimpse. Maybe you had a bit of astral traveling. Maybe you've delved into the realm of spirit. Maybe you've connected with your higher self. Maybe you've had meditative experiences that are not a simple, mindful calming of the thoughts, where you think that you've actually achieved some level of nirvana, Maybe you've gone down the path of religion, one or another, and had an experience there which may have lasted or faded out. But at the end of the day, here you are, seeking knowledge, seeking more information. That's because you know that there is more than just this existence. So the first step to escaping the matrix, whatever you'd like to call it, the first step is to acknowledge spirit. Acknowledge that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, that you are a soul, an instance of divine cosmic consciousness that has been seeded into this human form, in this single incarnation of which there are many. This is you. Like sitting in a movie theatre, watching a movie, perhaps sharing that experience with a few others, or a whole theatre full of people. All these players sitting in the seat watching the movie of life, all coming away after watching the same scenes with different impressions, with different thoughts, feelings and emotions about each event that they saw took place upon the screen. Each an interpretation from their own viewpoint, filtered through their own level of feeling, their own level of interpretation, which is based on their own life experience, which is based on assumptions and beliefs that you and they have created throughout your lifetime, and no two set of beliefs are the same as the other. No experience the same as the other, and therefore the truth that we feel, that we hold and say, this is what happened, it's only the truth from the perspective of how you have viewed it through your filters, through the filters of the veil that came down. A friend of mine says your veil becomes filled with lint and becomes darker and darker and harder to see through. And the challenge and the mission in this life is to undo, to clean, to clear the lint filter of the veil that came down when you were conceived, when you first arrived on this planet. When that filter that veil was there, so you would forget who you are, also becomes the fabric upon which you collect experiences. And now is the time to look critically at those experiences and decide whether they serve you or not. But before you can get to the place of deciding whether these experiences can serve you or not, you need to come to a point of discernment to understand whether it is serving you or not. Even perhaps things that are negative can be serving you in one way or another. I'm not talking about suffering. I'm talking about opportunity. When you get triggered or something bad happens or you're afraid of something, is this not an opportunity to think, why am I afraid? Why am I triggered? What is it that happened, perhaps in the past, that this situation reminds me of, that I now feel fearful of, or angry about, or controlled, or not good enough? Why? Is that the reality of this situation, or is it simply the filter that I've interpreted it through? But I get ahead of myself. The first and most essential step in creating the life you love, in returning to source, in becoming one with your spirit self, is to acknowledge spirit. How do we do that? There are several techniques, and I'm going to release a series of meditations with each of these techniques within it. But one of the simple and easiest techniques that I glean from Eckhart Tolle is just now take a moment and look around the room that you're sitting in, or wherever you are. If you're in a car, doesn't matter. This is not a meditation that you can't be driving to. Just look. And when you look at the things around you, whether in your car, on a train, in your house, in your room, at work, doesn't matter. Look around, and when you look at something and begin to name it or draw a judgment about it, look away and look to something else. Looking at the things around you without naming them. Acknowledging that they are there, but not getting into the story of each thing. And as you look around for a few more seconds, when you've done looking around, I want you now to look at the space between those things. If you're in a room, what is the space within the room? The room is not defined by the objects within it. The room is defined by the space that it creates. If you're in a car or a train, same. There's space. If you allow that space to expand outside of the room, the car or the train or wherever you might be, it's the same space that is there, are all around us in nature. The space between the things is where we connect to spirit. So feel into the space. As you feel into the space, perhaps draw a breath in through the crown of your head into your heart space. And as you breathe out, allow that energy to go down through your legs and feet out to Mother Earth. And with each in-breath, feel the expansiveness into that spaciousness, into the space around you. If you're driving, that's okay. Keep driving. In fact, this level of perception that you're generating, if you are behind the wheel of a car right now, is going to make you so much more aware of the other road users as you gauge the space between things. This is a space where you can step into intuition, and you can feel it's time to change lanes. And as you do, the car in front of you slams the brakes on you, and think, whoa, good job I wasn't there behind them. Because intuitively, in this space, you are connected to all things through all time and space. You're connected to your deep intuition through spirit. Spirit who wishes the highest and best good for you. Spirit loves you more than you can even imagine. Your higher self, it's called. Feel into that expansiveness. I acknowledge spirit. I acknowledge the true nature of me, my essence, source, the universe, the spirit, the essence of ether, the space between all things and within all things. I acknowledge spirit. And I would ask, no matter what stage you are upon your spiritual journey, if this technique opened your mind a little to the spaciousness around you, then I suggest, I implore you to use this technique every day for at least the next 7 days. And all it takes is 5 minutes. Then you can sit on the loo for 5 minutes and do it. Or you can jump into your car as you're about to go somewhere and take 2 or 3 or 5 minutes doing this before you drive away. You can do it when you wake up in the morning. And if you wake up with that twisty feeling in your tummy, and that feeling of, oh no, it's another day, and you want to just go back to sleep because it's easier and safer to not wake up, I ask you, please do this. Look around your room without naming or going into story with anything. Just see things as they are. And then look at the space between those things. And say, I acknowledge spirit, my spirit, the true essence of who I am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.